Welcome back, guys. It's another military video. If you couldn't tell by the title, if you haven't seen my other videos, I shared how I joined MEPS, swearing in, recruiter drama, roommate drama. I talk all of that in a card right here with a playlist. But today I'm just going to talk about like what actual BMT was like during COVID, from late nights, flashlights, graduation with no family, mass while running the mile run. I'm just gonna break it all down here. Actually, kind of in disguise, I think going to basic during COVID was a blessing because I had fun. I don't know about y'all, but basic was fun for me. So like a week or two before shipping out, I remember getting an email from my recruiter with reporting instructions. And there was a group of us that had to go and report to base first to go through a checklist. I don't remember everything on it, but the last step I remember was like sitting in a classroom with like a folder full of paperwork that we had to sign and bring with us to BMT. But I know that folder had like your flight information. I think that's all I remember. And I know that it has the flight information. Okay. It was me, two other girls from the DEP program, which actually helped calm my nerves. Because I'm like, okay, I know somebody. Like I could chill. And then after they cleared us medically, we were allowed to go home, chillax, and then have our families take us to the airport. I just want to give a disclaimer that if you're active duty, you do not get this privilege. You are driven to the recruiter office and you're waiting in a room with your recruiter, and then y'all take like a little minivan to the airport where you'll sit in a room full of MTIs. So thanks, good luck for y'all. And then we did, me and the girls made a group chat to like meet at the gate. We got some Wendy's, and then we had a layover in Charlotte. And then because that layover was delayed, we didn't end up going to San Antonio until like midnight. So we missed all the drama, we missed all the yelling, all the screaming. By the time we got there, all the MTIs were gone. And I'll get into like more detail about that, I think, later on, I believe, in the experience. So like once we landed, the MTIs did meet us at the airport, like not yelling just yet, but they weren't exactly like friendly. They were like, hurry up, grab your bags, let's go. So they had us grab our bags and then got us on the bus. And then once we got to Lackland, some trainees from MedHold, which are just like people that are like injured or pulled out for medical reasons. They helped escort us. And then once we got off the bus, we were hit with lights, like construction lights. I'm not even joking you, in your face. And the MTI yelling at you, telling you to hurry up, line up. And they had us run across several Disney land dorms during COVID wearing these useless black silk masks. It was chaotic. And then some people overpacked and they were really struggling, getting yelled at, falling. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is too much. And then once we reached like the intake area, we sat on the cold concrete where they issued us like our military bag with some like starter items inside, like your MRE for dinner, a flashlight. That flashlight, that's gonna be your best friend during BMT. I'm not even gonna lie, along with that backpack. And then they called us after we ate and stuff. They called out like the dorm numbers, flight assignments, and then somehow me and the two girls ended up getting the same flight. And then once we were inside of our dorms, the girls already saved us 3 beds next to each other, and we tried to open like our metal lockers, which is impossible to be quiet with. We showered and then we finally went to bed like 1, 2 a.m. only to wake up at 5 a.m. to reveille. Ugh. I slept good, but all I could think about when I was eating that MRE, remember I said that we got Wendy's at the airport? All I could think about was, oh man, I should have finished that Wendy's. Like I was having regret. Like your last meal, like reservist, after you didn't really get this privilege, but for my reservist, if you get the privilege of eating your last meal, spend time with family, eating a good home cooked meal, take advantage of it and eat all of it. Because that's gonna be the last good meal you have for that night. It's gonna take maybe a week or two to get adjusted to the military food. But I will say Air Force food is top tier. Like we had brisket, veggie nugget day, grilled cheese, and that was on Wednesdays. And then we had French toast for breakfast, like homemade French toast. I would eat bacon every single day. I I was fat. I was 120 something in basic. I struggled to gain weight my whole life. When I got to basic, I gained weight like no other. Like, that food was good. Anyway, I digress. Next topic. So the first morning, we had no clue what to do. Like, because of the flight delay, we missed a whole day. So the other girls had to help us like make our beds and figure out like the routine. And then the MTIs assigned you duties that day. Here's some tips. Do not raise your hand for anything unless you actually want the job. I already knew I wanted laundry crew thanks to my brother, but it's one of the best jobs because if your MTI is nice, you can like stay inside doing laundry if you're all like behind while others are outside in the heat. And I got the job that I wanted. I did not raise my hand. I just let it, I let it come to me. Let it come to you. Do not raise your hand. I am telling you, do not raise your freaking hand. I'm about to cuss. Don't raise your hand. I can't stress it enough. Unless you absolutely want attention. Like when I say I flew under the radar during basic, I flew under the radar. I probably got like 341s pulled, but other than that, nobody ever came up to me to ask me questions. Nobody like got in my face, and if they did, I had a mask, so I could still laugh and not be in trouble. Like, how can you see when I have a mask? Yeah. If you watch my other basic training diaries, you know that I mentioned this. And because of COVID, we had to do ROM phase, which is like restriction of movement, which is basically 2 weeks of quarantine. We couldn't march off to different areas or interact with other flights, but we were still expected to like keep our legs perfect and PT daily, just like 6 feet apart, which doesn't make sense because our beds weren't 6 feet apart. But I digress. Yeah. And then also around this time, me and my friend were able to go to like the clinic after we got out of romp phase to get birth control, which is like a little tip for my girls out there if you don't want to get your period during basic. And just a little tip, you always need a wingman anywhere that you go outside the dorms. And then after that, we were eventually able to volunteer for KP duty, which is like work in the dining hall. You're passing out trays, wiping the table, helping with food prep and stuff like that, dishes, which is actually one of the dream jobs. I was actually the first one to volunteer. If you're going to raise your hand for anything, raise your hand for that. Okay? Raise your hand for KP duty. Like, you get extra food. There's no NTIs there. Like, you can't get yelled at. You can eat whenever you want, as much peanut butter and crackers as you want. Peanut butter and crackers, obsessed. I'm still obsessed. I still get saltines and I dip them in peanut butter. That is the ultimate BMT snack. Or banana with peanut butter, banana protein bar. Like, you'll start feeding off of that. I remember like my first day of basic, like in the chow hall, getting the protein bar, and I did not like it. Give yourself a week or two. You're gonna be craving some sugar, and that protein bar is gonna come in clutch. You're gonna be feeding for it. The strawberry flavor is the best flavor, even though Walmart doesn't sell them anymore. The strawberry little K bars. I put a picture. I mentioned it in my other video. I'm very passionate about food. You'll notice when I talk about food, I talk a little bit faster. I talk with passion because I love food. Like, I'm not even joking. And then a little oh, speaking while we're on the topic of raising your hand, I know for sure if they ask you who did ROTC, you're like, I did, you're gonna be dorm chief, which is like the leader of the flight. Everything falls on you if anything goes wrong. Do not raise your hand telling you're in ROTC unless you want to be dorm chief. Also, a quick little story about KP duty. They gathered all of us into like a group after we were done, and we were like, oh my god, what could it be? Did we get in trouble because we were talking to the opposite sex? Come to find out, one of the guys tested positive for COVID, and we all had to get quarantined for like a day or two, and it was the most traumatizing thing in my life. But yeah, that I have a story. I think I wrote that one in my diary, and I did a story time on one of the basic training diary entries. So I don't remember if it's part 1, 2, or 3, But like I said, I have a playlist, so I'm gonna put it again right here. And every single one of those videos have cards, so all you have to search for is like KP duty or like quarantine, something like that. I don't know what it says, but just look for it. It's in there. There's a story time going over a little bit about that. So also during ROM, we were issued like the star cards, which is basically like a little with about like $150, I believe, to buy like basics since you can't leave the dormitories, like socks, underwear, toiletries, all of that was like sold under the dorm awning since we couldn't go to the BX area. And then after ROM, we were finally allowed to like march off to uniform issuance, and that day is a long behind day. So you get like fitted, tailored, assigned boots, and carry everything back in your green duffel bag. Marching there was fine, but marching back with all that weight, not so much. It's hectic, and you gotta go like an incline. Oh my gosh! And then, oh, your uniforms are not free. Just because you're getting it free that day and you're not spinning and swiping an actual physical card, it will be taken out of your first paycheck. I just want to let you know that. It will. My camera cut off, but I was basically saying that it will be taken out of your first paycheck. So your first paycheck will be small, maybe like $500 something. While you're basic, save up much money as you can. Like you shouldn't be spending and swiping for no reason. Like you're basic, you should have a lot of money saved. Unless you have like kids back home, you're sending money. Like I get that. But yeah, if you're young, no kids, no wife, no responsibility, please do not blow your freaking basic training money once you go to tech school. Yeah, that's my little tidbit for this segment. What else was I gonna say? Granted, you get a star card, but like I said, they have a select few things that you can get, like underwear, toiletries, stuff like that. And they may or may not have your size. It's like white underwear, granny panties. It's not like what you think it is. Not stuff that you're probably gonna like. But it's just stuff to get you by during the ROM phase. After ROM phase, you'll get to go to the BX and get the stuff that you want. Now, do not be dumb and go buying Twix bars and trying to sneak candies. There's gonna be it's the BX. Like civilians go there. Other military members go there that aren't going through basic. Lackland is a big base. So they're going to have all the things that you want and that you're craving. You're only allowed to get certain things. The only type of candy thing close to candy that you can get are cough drops. Get the cough drops that don't have the medicine thing in. I don't remember the name to give it like that nasty taste. Get like the little cherry flavors, like the Ricolas. It's gonna taste good to get your like mint craving. That was the little hack. I think I went through like a pack a day, like a fiend. I went through a pack a day. My tripod is like messing up, but I went through a pack a day. I'm not even joking. Ricolas, little cherry cough drops that aren't really cough drops. And that was nothing to me because as a kid, my mom had cough drops. I would eat them like candy anyway, so it just basically like nostalgic for me. But that's your little hack, and the protein bars are really sweet. So you have a little sugar cane. Those are your two items. Yeah. As we left ROM, it felt like real BMT began. Like the MTI started turning up the pressure. We could now march all over base. We can go to the classrooms and attend more like intense PT sessions. And then we got more classroom time. Even active duty airmen came in to like talk to us about benefits like GI Bill and like TSP. Dorm inspections began. They became more intense. Beds had to be tight, shoes aligned, lockers photo worthy. If one thing was off, we'd all pay. Like getting on your face, we've gone on our face so many times. Like it's actually ridiculous. Like I remember one time, we were in like the day room, and it was I think it was a Sunday, and like Sunday there's only like a limited amount of MTIs there. Like your MTIs in there, you don't really do PT. You're in the dorms all day except for like lunch, breakfast, dinner, things like that. And we were just being really loud. And one of the MTIs came in, said, "I can hear y'all all the way from the stairwell. Da 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 da. Who's the dorm chief? dorm chief, get on your face. Why aren't you taking care of your flight? Da, da, da. She was crying, like bawling her eyes out. That's why I say, do not raise your hand unless you want that responsibility. Like, I think she actually wanted to be dorm chief, but it was a lot. And like as I mentioned in my technical video, she was also my like classroom lead. She was the leader for that. Diehard Air Force, if I ever seen one. What else? Also, I did say that they issued our boots after ROM. I think it was during ROM, because I just remember us during ROM, since we didn't have any uniforms, we only had like our PT stuff that they issued us, like easy stuff that they could bring that we didn't need to get fitted for. So we did have PT uniforms, and when I say it was the tackiest thing, we had to wear our OCP hat with our PT uniforms and our boots, our OCP boots, and that was our OCP for the day. So laundry crew, we had to do laundry a lot, because you have PT in the morning and that's dirty, and then you have to wear also PT uniform during the day. I think they only issue like 6 PT uniforms, so laundry was constantly piling up with PT stuff. And yeah, that was the most tacky wear outfit I ever. Yeah, embarrassing. Like the MTI used to make fun of us. Like, oh, y'all look tacky. I think that's it with ROM. I'm trying to see if I forget anything. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. That thing flew me out of my seat. My bad. I promise I'm not sick. All this COVID talk. I think I'm getting a little sick, a little migraine. So, Beast Week. So normally Beast Week is like 5 full days, but for us it was just 3 days, 2 nights because of COVID. It's basically like a deployment simulation where you sleep in like tents with AC because we're Air Force. You use like nearby showers, bathrooms, and get like 1 hot meal per day, which was really freaking good. And then most of the times you're eating MREs for like breakfast and lunch. You sleep in these like cot style litter beds with like a net over them because of like the bugs and the scorpions. Yes, there were scorpions. And then like you rotate through like different drills, like how to handle your M4, break it down and maintain it, which you'll practice with the fake ones all throughout basic training. And then some people do the gas chambers. We didn't because of COVID. You also run like obstacle courses and like post EC duty outside the tent with your M4, guarding the area. I think they said there was like hyenas out there, but I'm not sure. And then we kept like the same EC monitor schedule from the dorms, like usually 4-hour shifts from like 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. We organized that like by bed numbers to make it fair, like in order, and it's usually like 2 people at a time. Me and this girl, like if you want to like partner with a specific person, like you could do that. You just had to work it out with the people that had like the line leaders, I guess. Because you have the dorm chief, and then you usually have like the 4 line leaders, and then from the 4 line leaders, it goes in order from height, tallest to shortest, and your drill march or whatever. And then you have your flag bearers as well in the front. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I never did flag bearer. That hurts a lot of work. The flags are heavy. I felt them. Kudos to those people. What was I gonna say? No, I forget. I forgot now. Let me rewatch the clip so that I can tell you guys. That's what I was gonna say. So, being this girl or like whoever I partnered with, we would always like, if I want to like catch a little sleep eye, then you stay up and watch after to make sure like no MTIs are gonna come knock or like female MTIs gonna like barge in. And we just like, I would fall asleep. I'm not gonna lie, during EC duty, I would fall asleep every time, every single time. And then, cause like we had all male MTIs, so we knew that they were coming in, but there would be like female MTIs throughout the night just in case like something were to happen. And the female MTIs could just walk in if it's like same sex. Male MTIs could just walk into like the male dorms. Female MTIs could just walk to the female dorms. And I think we had that happen one time. One time we had that happen, but like nobody got in trouble. Just like a random inspection. That's what I wanted to say. You can't do that. Take your own risk at your own cost, because if they catch you, you get a 341, or you might get recycled, and you don't want to do that. That just pushes your graduation day. You have to join a whole new flight and learn a whole new people and new MTIs. You don't want to do that. Don't do anything dumb. Be cautious. Read the room. Know your limits. That's my best advice. Once you get back from Beast Week, which is like near the end of your training, we took the EOC End of Course Exam, which is a multiple choice test covering everything in the manual they gave you at the start of basic in that black backpack. So like take a book. I think I still have it. So instead of classrooms, we were brought to like a huge auditorium to like take it with our other flight and like multiple other flights. And everyone was like spaced out like one seat in between, not talking, just focus. And if you fail, you have to retake it. And then I passed the first time, and I was relieved because I thought I failed. Like, literally thought I failed. You only need a 75 to pass, I'm sure. If you failed the first time, you get one more attempt. If you fail the second time, you have to get recycled and try to retake it with the next flight. And I think a recycle is like every 2 weeks. I think there's a new flight that comes every 2 weeks. So you'll be recycled 2 weeks, and your graduation date will be pushed back. Yeah, so that's what the classroom time is about during basic training, which we'll be covering. Like some you like get some like knowledge about like benefits and stuff like that, signing up for things. Other times you're learning about like rank. I don't think there was any test. And there are some like practice questions on the back, so I guess that we answer those like, you know, after like the classes and stuff like that. To test your knowledge on it throughout basic. And then you also have like in the bag, the book bag, they issued you like this little keychain. Like you'll get your dog tags, and you have to wear that at all times along with like your black pouch that goes around your neck, and it has like your military ranks, like who is a chief of the Air Force. Like you have to know all of those things. You also have to learn officer rank, enlisted rank, things like that, when and when not to salute, like Air Force etiquette, things like that. If I find all these items, I will do like some B-roll of it, of like the items. I'm pretty sure I still have them, and I think I have the book. I'm pretty sure, and I still have like my gun stuff from when I shot my M4 once I left basic training, and I did my unit, but still the same things. What else? I think that's it about the EOC. Like, don't stress about it. Try not to stress. Like, breathe. Don't let the test anxiety get you. I think I got maybe an 80 to 75. So I didn't do that great, but I didn't fail either. So yeah, I think it was everything's in that book you'll need for the EOC. I promise. You did all the things, you passed everything you needed, you passed your final PT test and things like that, your mile run. You get ready for graduation and graduation practice. So our graduation looked a lot different. We didn't wear blues, we wore OCPs. There was no airman's run, there was no family time, and no one was watching from the stands. It was all streamed virtually. And then after the ceremony, we did take flight photos, and then we went straight back to the dorms to pack our stuff, and that was it. Like nothing spectacular. Before graduation, they asked for like volunteers for other duties like KP duty, office help, working in the warehouse, which I did. They gave us something to do besides just sitting around waiting to leave. Even though it wasn't the traditional ceremony, we still felt proud and we made it. So yeah, I did get to experience a military graduation through my brother in 2018, like 2 years before I went. So I got to see what a real basic training graduation looked like OCPs, family being there. The only family that was there for people was people that had like military cards to get on base, like maybe spouses that had like their cards already before they left for basic training. Parents, uncles, aunts that could get on base to watch their people graduate. Yeah, if you want like more in-depth details of like how basic was for me day to day, just go watch the freaking diary videos, because that is a more accurate depiction of my basic training, even though I left some things out. This is more just like a generalized basic training thing. So hopefully it's helping. I'll put some pictures in the video to help give you some visualizations. If you guys want like a packing video, let me know. I can probably do like a what to pack female edition. Males, y'all don't really need much. So overall, BMT wasn't what I expected, especially during COVID. But it taught me discipline, how to handle chaos, and how to be part of something bigger than myself. Even with like the yelling, the stress, and early mornings, we all came out stronger. Like BMT was fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was fun for me. But that was during the season that I went. So whether you're active duty, reserve, guard, we all go through it together. And if I could do it, you could definitely do it. I was 110 pounds, barely. So yeah, people still can't believe I went through basic training. They're like, oh my god, you're in the military? Wow, you're so small with the teeth. Shut up. But yeah, I had fun during basic. I would do it again. I'd rather do basic 10 times over than go through nursing school ever again. Basic training is physical. Nursing school is, I don't even know. Basic training is physical and mental. Ugh. Nursing school is a whole hell in a handbasket. Is that how you say that? Hell in a handbasket? I think that's how you say it. So if you're somebody like me who's hit to the end of the video, I'm just going to do a quick chronological order of everything I talked about. So we did a pre-departure, which is like the final paperwork, flight information, packing. We arrived to Lackland Air Force Base. It was late. It was chaotic. We had to run with our mask on. We did the dorm setup, bunk assignments, locker setup, cold showers late at night. And then we had like our ROM phase, which was quarantine, PT spaced out, no BX access, start card, shopping, uniform issuance after ROM, fitting, marching, carrying gear back. And then post-ROM, we had more classroom time. You could volunteer for KP duty, more door inspections, and then benefit talks. We did Beast Week, which was like tents, drills, MREs, gas labs, quote unquote, EC duty. Then we had the EOC exam. Test day was in the auditorium. You needed 75 to pass. Graduation, we did it in OCPs, no family. It was live streamed. Departure, we had I don't know, prepping to leave for like tech school. That's in my tech school video. That was it for today's video. Let me know how you liked it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you went through basic, tell me what cycle were you in and how did it compare to when I went during COVID. And then did your graduation have family there, or was it virtual like mine? What job did you get during basic training, or what job do you want for basic training? Do you want dorm chief, laundry crew? Is KP duty something you would volunteer for? I would hope so. If you want me to make a video about what to pack for basic training and how to get through Beast Week, let me know. Also, if you want like a video of like tips, maybe like tricks during basic training, stuff that people did, like little hacks and stuff like that, let me know in the comments down below. What else? I think that's it. See see you later. I hope your basic training went well. I hope you went during a good season because it's too hot in Texas to be going in July. Yeah, that's it. I'll respond to y'all in the comments. And whoever's the first one to freaking post, I will pin your comment. Bye.
We're gone for a year, only know like once. Life move fast when you do what you want. At this time, doing what I want.
Also, it was. Let me tell you how fake my friends were in tech school.
No, that back there is not real.
Like, it was Thanksgiving, and they all had like they knew I was sick.